All right, welcome back to Aussies Taking Over the NBA. We're expanding on our cold call here. As always, like, share, and subscribe on Facebook, Twitter, iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, everywhere you get your podcasts. We're here on YouTube today to talk about 7-footers in the NBA. Can a team of 7-footers win an NBA championship? Do you think this is possible, Andy?
Is there a 7-foot point guard in the league? I suppose. Okay, that's
Hey, I got him for you. Nikola Jokic. What do you reckon?
That's okay. Yeah, all right, cool.
Do you like that?
Yeah,
so I've got a team here. I drafted out a team of current players in the NBA. I've got a little depth chart here. I'll kind of go through it. We got Jokic starting at point guard. I think is a good start. And then we have Porzingis playing shooting guard. Basically, because Porzingis, I think, had the most 3-point attempts, 403 out of the 7-footers. So that's a lot of 3-point attempts. We could definitely have him launching the ball on the perimeter. You'd play Brook Lopez, small forward.
Is he 7 foot, is he?
Yeah, 7 foot, right on the dime.
Okay.
You'd have MB playing power forward, stretch the floor a little bit. I'd be happy with him shooting threes. Shoot some threes, Joel. Shoot some elbow jumpers, and then you'd have Gobert starting as the center. Basically, he'd have to just anchor the paint. You know, he's a bit of a traffic cone on offense, but Jokic could find him.
Does that team win a championship? That is so weird.
It's a starting lineup. It's a start. Okay, I got a 6th man. Yusuf Nurkic. Bring Yusuf Nurkic off the bench. He could play, from small forward to center, power forward.
Is he 7 foot as well?
He's 7 foot. And then
where's Durant? Isn't Durant meant to be 7 foot?
Well, Durant isn't listed at 7 foot, so he's listed at 6'11". There's a few players who I reckon are 7 foot, but they aren't listed at 7 foot. But I've just basically gone through all the stats of the actual 7-footer. So to fill out my bench, we've got Boban.
Yep.
Yeah, he can definitely be versatile defensive. So he would back up for center and power forward. Frank Kaminsky, 7-footer. Versatile. He could play power forward, small forward, a little bit here and there. Mitchell Robinson, he could play some small forward, maybe a little shooting guard, some elbow jumpers. Nikola Jokic could find him for some elbow jumpers. I'd have to play Whiteside as the backup shooting guard, basically because he took the most shots from between 3 and 10 feet. I think that kind of includes hook shots and floaters and stuff like that. So not necessarily jump shots, but at the same time, I'd just be like, get to the elbow, shoot some jumpers. And then Jakob Poeltl had the most assists behind Nikola Jokic, so I'd play him a backup point guard. It'd be horrible, but it's a drop. It's a drop off. And then making up a 12-man roster, Thon Maker. Just to throw in an Aussie there for you. What do you reckon? That team could win a championship?
I don't know, man. That's just bizarre.
I want to see it, man. Like, how would you beat that team?
That's a really good question. I suppose you just play epic small ball. Yeah, how would you beat that team, though? I think you'd have to play a whole bunch of... I think you need to counteract them with at least 3 relatively oversized small forward, power forward, and center, and play some really quick shooting guards that can move them around effectively. Just play a lot of pick and roll. Yeah,
you'd have to beat them by attrition, basically, I reckon. You obviously having 7-footers would you'd probably have to have a 15-man rotation. So you could if we went out to 15, who would you have? What other 7-footers would you have? Taco? Obviously your man Taco Fall. Tyson Chandler, 7-footer.
Okay.
Isaiah Hartenstein could probably... Mo Bamba might make an appearance on this team.
Yeah, definitely.
On a 15-man roster, it's getting pretty bare after that. Larry Markkanen and Zubac probably makes an appearance too.
Is Markkanen 7 foot?
Markkanen is listed at 7 foot. Exactly, really? 2.13, 7 foot. A forward/center. I'd probably have him on the team, actually. Bring him in.
Yeah. He could probably play small power forward, really. Doesn't play center for the Bulls.
Maybe bring him in like shooting guard or something like that. He's got some handles. So you reckon, it'd have to be a fast team to beat this team. There's so much rim protection, though. Everyone would have to be shooting jump shots. Could you marginalize a team to just shooting jump shots?
You could if you had the right players. I think you need to, because again, the offensive is one thing, but you also need to be able to defend. I don't actually know how you beat this team. How did they beat Philly this year? Let's figure out how they beat Philly, which was almost all 7-footers, really.
There was no Simmons. There was a lot of attack in the paint. There was a lot of attack in Embiid and just kind of ragdolling Embiid.
A lot of ragdolling, a lot of getting in the mid-range as well. That's one thing that
true.
You look at Brett Brown and Will Weaver's style of coaching, it's very much, all right, we'll defend the paint and we'll play the statistics game, is that the lowest value for money is between 10 to 18 feet. So let's just not defend there. And that's where the guys like Kemba Walker, DeRozan, Butler, Steph, they all really operate well in those areas, and that's where they get really drubbed. De'Aaron Fox, they all operate well in those areas, and you can play pick and roll. Mitchell operates well. So that's really how I think you beat a long team, is that you get them into the paint, drive them out, run them around, and then play in the mid-range. But, you do need some defensive help, and you probably counteract some of those 7-footers with some decent 6'10ers. So Simmons would definitely be one of them. From a defensive standpoint, probably Durant, who can play up. I definitely think you could beat the team, but again, if you had like depth of 7-foot, I don't know.
There's not that much. I think there's only about 25 7-footers. The other thing I was thinking, like, could you slow the game down, toss the ball into the post, and then rely on these 7-footers not to be able to help defend? Because if you watch a lot of NBA, a lot of weak side help and a lot of help defense is usually done by a power forward who's not 7 foot. Like, it's usually a faster, stronger type of guy, Iggy, Draymond type guy. That was the other thing I was thinking of. Like, if you went one-on-one kind of post defense, relied on 7-footers basically having to help and be slow, kicking it out to shooters in the corner and stuff like that. You could play a box-on-one on defense with the 7-footers and just kind of clog up the lane and say, all right, Morey ball, shoot threes, and we'll try and beat you. If you can knock down open threes, then you beat us. If you can't knock down open threes, then we'll drag it up the other end and possibly beat you with Jokic playing point guard.
I think Jokic could play point guard. That's the scary thing.
It'll be sick.
Isn't that far-fetched.
So what about Jokic plus like just a regular team, but Jokic plays point guard?
Yeah, you could. I think that would work quite well.
That'd be sick. I think Bol actually is listed at 740. Might make this team as well.
Yeah, Bol probably would make this team.
Taco Fall's definitely in there. You love Taco Fall. So yeah, just an interesting one. Throw a little wrinkle. I think we've got heaps of trades and stuff going on, and heaps of like, will this player make this team better? Thought I'd throw in a little one. I'm cooking up a width somehow to look up how wide players are. Chubb team.
Okay.
Would a team of Chubb beat a team of 7-footers? So look out for that one in the future. We're gonna wrap this one up. So what do you reckon? Team of 7-footers doesn't win a championship?
They might win a game. I don't think they win a season. I think if you did like an all-star style game, maybe they win a game against another. As like an.
That's a good idea. All-star 7 foot versus 6.3, 6 foot 3 under. How sick would that be? Or celebrity, like just all Kevin Hart height players. All right, as always, like and subscribe on Facebook, on YouTube, on SoundCloud, Podcast Addict, Apple Podcasts. Just a little fun one to talk about some fun things going on in the NBA. A lot of draft stuff coming. A lot of talk about cards, talk about how these teams are rebuilding their rosters. We'll definitely be doing a lot more of that. We've got the big Philly breakdown to come.
Yes, that's coming.
So that'll probably come next week, next Wednesday, if my voice is back to normal by then. And as always, for more content, comment below about what you think as well. Definitely let us know how you think a team of 7-footers would go in the NBA. Be interesting to hear what other people think about that, how you beat them, how you think they would win games. And as always, we'll see you on the next episode.
See you guys.